When checking in, please give your call sign slowly using the proper phonetic alphabet. Before I take check-ins, I'd just like to make a couple of acknowledgments here. First of all, thank everyone that has spread the word about this net by whatever means you have done so. Really appreciate that. There seems to be a lot of interest in it, and I'd like to give a thank you to the MEARS Club, Mountain Empire Amateur Radio Society, the club that's just due north of us here. They have opened up their 443.000 machine with a 103.5 tone and connected it to our 10 meter frequency to help us expand the amount of check-ins and those that can participate in the net that would not otherwise be able to. So we greatly appreciate that, and you're showing interest in our net as well. Okay, at this time I will now take check-ins from any station anywhere. If you're not on the pre-list already, any station anywhere, please call November 4, November Tango, over. CQ check-ins, CQ check-ins. This is November 4, November Tango. The name is Adam, looking for check-ins for the Bristol 10 meter net. Please call now.
Net control, W4 FKM, Whiskey 4, Foxtrot, Kilo, Mike.
Net recognizes Whiskey 4, Foxtrot, Kilo, Mike. Claude, strong signal in here. I appreciate you checking in. We've got you on the list. Any other stations that would like to check in, please call now. Okay, we'll go ahead and we'll work through the list a little bit of check-ins. We've got 10 check-ins so far, with one that had to check out already, so 9 still with us as far as we know. Again, this is November 4, November Tango. I'm number 1 on the list is net control, but I'm going to go ahead and go to number 2 on the list. Again, as a reminder, the way we'll run this is if you want to just make general comments like a standard net, then you're welcome to do that. If there's anyone on the list that you would like to make a contact with, exchange a signal report, maybe even a card, what have you, you're welcome to do that as well. You could do either or both during your check-in. So we'll go to, if you're running NetLogger, it'll be number 2 on the list, Kilo Delta 4, Whiskey Mike X-Ray, Kenneth and Metaview. It's your turn. Okay, we appreciate you checking in, and certainly glad to have you with us tonight. Number 3 on the list, and I believe he is relaying in from the 443. I'm trying to actually log that on NetLogger too as we go, for those of you on there that can see that. KD4 CCO, Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Charlie Oscar, Dallas in Bristol. Go ahead, Dallas.
One other thing, you might have to comment as to how much it
Okay, Dallas, appreciate you checking in tonight. Yeah, I'm just I've got an ICOM 718, and I've got it tuned up at full power, which is 100 watts on this radio, depending on how much makes it out to the end of the antenna, of course. But that's basically what I'm running, and just running it into a dipole that's fed with some ladder line. So I do plan on getting a beam at some point, and that'll enhance my net control abilities. I can swing that thing around and take check-ins from different directions. But we appreciate you checking in, and appreciate you setting up the 443 relay there to help us out to pick up some more check-ins. Next up on the list, number 4, if you're running NetLogger, Whiskey 4 Delta Whiskey November, Nick and Chilhowie. Good evening, Nick. Okay, Nick, appreciate you checking in, and appreciate your all's efforts spreading the word for us and setting that relay up there. For those that are not using the relay that CW just heard, there was the 443 machine identifying, so we stood by and let that take place. Alright, if you're running NetLogger, we're up to number 5 on the list, KT4RSQ, Kilo Tango 4 Romeo Sierra Quebec. Stephen in Bluff City, good evening. Okay, Stephen, appreciate you checking in. Glad that again that they were able to set that up so we could get you guys in there. Hoping in the near future I'll have a radio capable of 6 meters, and maybe we can set up a net on that band and get some local traffic like we're doing now, and maybe this relay will be possible with that as well, so we can include everybody that we possibly can. Okay, I think that's all of our 443 relay check-ins we have so far. Obviously we'll take some more of those if once we start taking more check-ins. But let's go now to Kilo Mike 4 Juliet November Romeo, Chad in Johnson City. Real strong signal in here in Bristol tonight. Good evening, Chad. Okay, Chad, if you can copy me there. I heard you a little while ago when you checked in. It sounded like you were checking in directly with 10 meters. I had a strong signal on you, so if you're hearing me on 443, it's your turn if you want to make some comments or work another station or both. Okay, does anyone have a relay on Chad there? Can they copy Chad? Okay, we'll work down the list for now, and then if we get Chad back in there, we'll definitely give him a shot there. Excuse me. Up next on the list, is, well, we had Ben KT40. He checked in on the early list but could not stay for the net. Let's go to November 4, Kilo Zulu Sierra, Gary in Piney Flats. Gary, got any copy on me there, and want to make some comments tonight? Okay, N4 KZS, November 4, Kilo Zulu Sierra. Any copy on me, or does anyone want to try to relay him in there? I just barely had a copy when he checked in. Okay, we'll move on, and then maybe we can. So I'll send him a message on NetLogger and see if we can get him at the end of the list here. Up next, K4FJW, Kilo 4 Foxtrot Juliet Whiskey. Tom, good evening.
N4NT, K4FJW, 5 Business Adam. You're about 40 over here, fine signal. Did not hear N4KZS. Let me see if Gary's copying me. N4KZS, K4JW, copy Gary. Negative copy. Gary must be gone. I'm going to go, Adam, check me out, please, and I'll leave a receiver on, see who else we've got. If KL1ZA happens to check in, be sure and tell him I need a updated email for him, Adam. Thanks for calling the net, N4NT, K4FJW.
Okay, Tom, appreciate you checking in. Good to have you on there, and maybe we can have some more of these in the future. I definitely, when I get 6-meter capability, would like to do one there, and get a beam. I might be able to kind of enhance things a little bit, but sounds like we got a good trial run going here anyway. Okay, up next on the list, if you're on NetLogger, we're up to number 10, and Claude, Whiskey 4 Foxtrot Kilo Mike. Good evening.
N4NT, Adam, W4FKM. I swung my beam. I turned the beam around different ways. You still copy?
Yeah, still got a real good 5.9 solid copy.
Okay, thanks, and thanks for the net. Interesting idea, and I might add that you did quite well on your TV interview today. Lots of good tips, and the question is how many people will heed those. I will, because I don't plan on being out. Not been in the shack a whole lot lately. A little bit cold weather, and I'm just a little too cheap to come out and turn the heat on, but I did tonight. Mostly, though, you'll find me on CW on the lower portions of the bands, and QRP is for most of that, which has brought a lot of joy and stuff into my life. And recently, 2 or 3 years ago, got a bug, and after using a paddle key and a straight key for 1,500 years, to switch to a paddle was a little rough on the brain, but really been enjoying trying to use it and get better with that. So back to you, Adam, N4NT, W4FKM.
Okay, Claude, this is November 4, November Tango. Definitely appreciate you checking in, and I can kind of echo your sentiments there. You kind of get into a certain aspect of the hobby, and seems like you get into it whole hog, and then sometimes those things change. I discovered FT8 like a lot of people, and I got in there and got some awards and did all that, and I still do FT8 occasionally, well, more than occasionally, but I've actually kind of started enjoying sideband again more than what I used to. Just checking into some nets. There's one I check into in particular. It's not really about making contacts. It's actually a rag chew type thing, and They do some trivia and all that, so I've really enjoyed that lately. But I definitely need to pick back up on CW. I learned it, and I need to get back into it before I lose it completely, and make some contacts that way. But it's good to hear you. This is November 4, November Tango, with the Bristol 10-meter net. We're at the bottom of the work list here, and we'll go ahead and open up for any additional check-ins. Anyone else like to check into the net tonight? Yeah, Gary, got a good copy on you there. If you want to go ahead with your turn on the check-in list there, if you can copy me. Okay, Gary, appreciate you checking in. We've got a fellow that's checked in from Johnson City. His call sign is Kilo Mike 4 Juliet November Romeo. I'm going to highlight him on the NetLogger list if you're monitoring. You might have a better chance than any of us of copying him. Do you mind to give him a call and see if he can copy you, and we'll get him checked in there, or get him see if he has any comments? Okay, Gary, appreciate you giving it a shot there. I actually have got you solid 5.9 now, and when you were calling Chad there, I could only hear audio and no signal, so I don't know if it's the band's up and down or what's going on there. But thanks for trying to relay him in there. This is November 4, November Tango. Is there any other stations that would like to check in? Please call. Roger, can you repeat your call sign again, please? Okay, I got a Kilo November 4 station, and there was, I think you're coming in on 443, and it sounded like there was some noise interference. I apologize if you can give me another shot at it there with the suffix on your call sign. Oh, well, actually, I've got it on NetLogger here. Kilo November 4 Juliet Hotel X-ray. Recognize you. Is there any other stations that would like to check in? CQ check-ins, CQ check-ins. Looking for check-ins for the Bristol 10-meter net. Anyone who would like to check in, please call now. This is November 4, November Tango, net control. Okay, we'll go back up to our last check-in there. I believe it's Don and Chilhowie, Kilo November 4, Juliet Hotel X-ray. Good evening, Don.
on the net. We're trying to get the rolling here. Your audio background coming up on the transmitter side here coming in, but then everything else looks pretty good. So I'll take that information and turn it over to Andrew.
Okay, appreciate you checking in and being part of the net tonight. CQ check-ins, CQ check-ins. Looking for check-ins for the Bristol 10-meter net, please call Net Control. Okay, let me try one here. This is a bit of a stretch, but let's see if he's got any copy on us. Whiskey 4 Victor Foxtrot Foxtrot. Kevin from Chattanooga, do you copy Net Control? That's November 4 November Tango. Okay, well just so everybody knows, Kevin, W4VFF, Whiskey 4 Victor Foxtrot Foxtrot, used to be with the Bristol Club and had moved off to Chattanooga. He is joining us on NetLogger, but he's a little far out of our reach to be able to hear him on the air, so I'll go ahead and recognize Kevin there as one of our check-ins, and trying to join us tonight there on the net. Maybe one day when conditions permit, we can either get him on this band or on another band if we have a HF net on another band. But we're certainly glad to have him and anyone else joining us that can't get through to us on the air there. All right, with that, is there any additional stations that would like to check into the Bristol 10-meter net? Please call N4NT Net Control. Over. Okay, hearing none. Is there anyone that is currently checked into the net that would like to make any further comments, announcements, or work any of the stations that have checked in? Please call now. N4KZS. Go ahead, Gary. Yeah, I just happened to notice that. I'm not sure why. I'm logged into QRZ and it's supposed to be pulling information directly off of QRZ because I don't have a net profile set up for Bristol, or because you have to have a server for that. So I'm not sure. I just happened to see that myself, so I'm not sure why that is. I'm going to change that manually because I'm actually going to save this file. But yeah, may look you up on QRZ later and make sure they don't have something mixed up on there. Over. Okay, Gary, thanks for checking back, and we got that corrected for the file that we'll save here. Okay, or we'll give another call for CQ check-ins for the Bristol 10-meter net. Anyone that would like to check in, please call. Okay, was that Nick? Were you rechecking Whiskey 4 Delta Whiskey November? Okay, yeah, no, N4KZS, Gary, I believe he's asking for direct contact. Go ahead. Okay, yeah, thanks for verifying that. So that may just have been a glitch in NetLogger or something then to put that in there. But anyway, I type the call sign in and hit tab and it populates, and I can change things as I go. But I've got you updated for this session. And then for those that are not on NetLogger, Kevin that I relayed in there, W4VFF, said to pass along 7.3 to the net. So are there any other stations before we close the net that would like to check in? Please call now. And of course that would include any rechecks from those on the list. Any check-ins or rechecks, please call now.
Recheck W4FKM.
Yeah, Claude, go ahead.
Yeah, Adam, I did not know, and I was pleased to learn that you learned CW, and I wondered how long ago that was and how you went about learning it. Go ahead.
That has been somewhere around 1999 or 2000 when I got my first upgrade, so I want to say 1999. And I used, a friend of mine loaned me some tapes called Code Quick, and that was I spent a couple weeks studying the Gordon West tapes, and I had about 4 letters down. And then a friend of mine gave me the Code Quick tapes, and I studied for about 2 weeks and went to Johnson City and passed the code portion and upgraded from Tech to Tech Plus with that. Over.
Oh, fine business. Well, I learned the easy way, I guess. You won't forget it, because it had been since '75 when I got out of ham radio. So for 38 years, I had not heard one letter of Morse code. So I always loved it, and I wondered when I got back in it, I hope I can, as an older dude, I hope I can learn this again. Well, and it came back pretty easily. There are some clubs, organizations I'm sure you're aware of, Straight Key Century Club. And there's another one I really enjoy, if it's okay to throw this out right now, and that is the Novice Rig Roundup. And what it is, it's old guys like me that enjoy putting the boat anchors back on the air. And it's not really a contest. In fact, most all QSOs end up going a 30-minute rag chew. It is CW, but you can use any rig that you want to. It doesn't have to be an old rig. But event coming up in March 2nd through the 10th, and you can Google it and free to join and find out all information about it. But learned a lot just reading the Facebook page and stuff I should have learned a long time ago. Over.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, that's I've got some friends that have really got into CW and have talked it up. When I first upgraded, I bought a little straight key that was I think it cost me all of $10 at a ham fest, and I made some contacts. I've got some QSL cards around here where I made some contacts using straight key at about 5 words a minute, and most people I found were very friendly and very tolerating of my learning curves. So, but I kind of got out of it and got out of the HF side of the hobby for a while. So, but I still occasionally try to listen and try to pick up on it and everything. So yeah, it's definitely a good thing to know to get into some of those groups like that can help you out. And I know you're on our Facebook group page, so any information like that you'd like to pass along on there, we're certainly glad to have it. Over.
So we appreciate that, Adam. Yeah, I'm quite on the other end of that spectrum. I'm running a Yaesu FT 2000D. We go up to 200 watts and do lots of digital modes. I've only done sideband and CW. I've listened to RIDI sometimes, but I haven't gone ahead and got that fixed up. I think I've got some other equipment that would allow me to do that, but I just enjoy, I'm one of those guys, I just enjoy CW so much, and I've met such interesting characters that, you know, and I still build some things. I have to build some boxes that let smoke out from time to time, you know, and so I even recapped my old Helicopters S40 receiver and put that on the air. What a pain. Drop a pencil on the desk and you'll be chasing after your contact, but still have a Viking Adventurer and a Helicopters HT40. But I guess the deal is that there's so many modes and so many avenues of enjoyment ham radio has to offer that there's not much of an excuse for finding something you don't like.
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly. I've said that for a long time, and I have that tendency to get into something that I really like, and I stay on that for a while, and then I kind of move to the next thing or move back to something I did before. And then sometimes it just depends on what kind of mood I'm in when I sit down in the seat in my shack. It's either, you know, digital modes or sideband, or I'm a big fan of the digital modes because I was a dispatcher for several years, and I spent my day talking on radios all day, and when I came home I wanted to do something a little different, but I still enjoyed ham radio, so the digital modes were definitely the place for me to go to be able to enjoy the hobby without seeming like I was back at work. Over.
Oh boy, yeah, I can certainly relate to that. It goes back a ways. When I was in high school, a bunch of us on Carter Street there got our ham license. And I wanted more than anything in the world to be a radio announcer, so I could not wait to get my general ticket and be able to use my voice and work on phone. It was AM phone, and I was under the misconception that this Adventurer was 50 watts. Well, it is, plate input, and it's not 25 watts out on AM. It's more like 10, maybe if you're lucky, but you know, I just loved that. I loved doing that. Then when I got into radio and then into TV, something about that love sort of went away. But all of us guys there were 4 of us hams on the same street at one time, and we tore up every TV in the network, in the neighborhood. Not real good equipment, no testing equipment, and I don't know how many official observers reports loaded up on the wrong harmonic and everything. Well, Adam, if you hear me anywhere in the CW bands, or once in a while I get on sideband, please give me a call back. And you know, I've got straight keys. Whatever. We'll just have a fun go of it. Speed does not matter. Over.
Okay, sounds good. I appreciate that. And I was just looking on the NetLogger here. It said under your QSL info, it says I like QSL cards. So if you don't mind, I'll give you a signal report. If you don't mind to give me one back, and I will fill out a card for you and either give it to you when I see you, or I'll just drop it in the mail or what have you. But I'll send you one of my. I've got a pretty neat card that I really am proud of, like showing off. So I'll send you one there. But I've got you at a 5.9 signal report there. Over.
Oh yeah, you're 5.9. I hear a little. I don't know what it is. Digital noise in the background, but it's definitely, as we used to say, armchair copy. 5.9 copy. Yeah, I'll be more than glad to send you a QSL card. I got really into that at one time, and then all of a sudden it didn't. You know, after I'd made some real DX contacts with QRP, I wanted those cards, and some of that desire has gone away. Still love to get the DX, but yeah, that's great. We'll send the card. I've got your address on QRZ, and you have a very nice sounding signal there tonight.
Okay, sounds good. I appreciate that, and I'll get you one as well. Oh wow, I just heard a siren in the background. I can't tell if that's my kids and the TV. That actually sounded like it was outside and close to the house. But yeah, I'll definitely get you one on the way there, and appreciate you coming back to me there. Over.
Okay, I'll say 7-3 for now, and I think I'm going to head down to maybe 80 meters CW, and there may be some guys hanging on to check in. N4NT, W4FKM clear.
Okay, Claude, good talking to you, and appreciate you coming back to me and checking into the net there. We certainly welcome any contacts we have like that. So I will give one last call out for anyone that wishes to check in, or anyone that wishes to recheck, or if you need to contact anyone on the net for a QSO, just give us a call now. Okay, well, I'd like to thank everyone for taking part in tonight's net. This evening we had 12 check-ins, counting a couple that we relayed in on NetLogger. This is November 4, November Tango. The name's Adam, net control for the Bristol Amateur Radio Club HF net, and I'm now closing the net at 0138 Zulu. 7 3s, November 4, November Tango. Clear.